All right, everyone. Welcome. My name is Daniel Santos, and I'm the Membership Development Manager at the Portland Regional Chamber of Commerce. I am joined today with Andrea Chim, who's our Communications and Events Coordinator. And today we're going to be going over our webinar on how we pulled off our last virtual webinar for Eggs and Issues. After the last Eggs and Issues, we got a ton of requests asking about how we were able to produce the event. So we wanted to make sure we put together as detailed as we could tutorial, so that way you guys can start putting out content to your members, customers, businesses, etc. So before we get started, some housekeeping things. My email and Andrea's email will be right here on this first slide. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. We'll try to get back to you in a timely manner. Obviously, during the times of COVID-19, all of our inboxes are pretty slammed. And we'll also be posting the link for Zoom's step-by-step tutorial. They do a really great job putting a detailed guide together. And that's actually what we use to start off and follow it. So we'll put that in either the description of the YouTube video, or it'll be somewhere on our website, depending on where we end up posting this webinar. So for this event, the agenda is going to kind of go, I'll go over the pros and cons, the reason why we set it up the way we set it up, and a few different features. And then Andrea will be going and showing you guys step by step how to go from setting up the Zoom meeting to setting up the YouTube live stream to going live on both. So that way your audience can see your guys' content. So without further ado, let's start off with the pros and cons. So some of the pros of doing the webinars in the ways that we did it, one of them is an added level of security that prohibits Zoom bombing. So we all know what Zoom bombing is probably by this point, but if you don't know, it's when someone joins your Zoom stream and starts basically sending out explicit content, either swearing, loud music, they're just doing anything that they can do to disrupt the meeting in some fashion. So what we decided is we did not want that to happen ever. So what we do is we only allow the participants and the hosts, so basically the people who are speaking at the event, putting on the event, or are participating in the event directly, to be in our Zoom meetings, and we allow our audience to view it through YouTube. So that makes it so that way our Zoom links are never public, so people can't join, which gives us an awesome level of security. Another great reason is it's super affordable. So by doing a Zoom meeting live, Zoom webinars start off at about $40 and have a very limited amount of participants. And in order to get to the amount of participants that the chamber would need, it would cost us several $1,000s a year. And as a nonprofit, that's not really an affordable way to go about it. However, by doing it this way, we can actually just use a standard Zoom license, which gives us gives us more than the hour-long, the 40-minute basic limit time to host these events, and that only costs us about $14.95 a month. So it's a lot more affordable. Also, it gives us the ability to host large audiences. Like I said, Zoom's webinar features kind of caps our participants, and this doesn't. You can actually have as many people as YouTube can handle. So you can have a lot more viewers, connect with a lot more people, and get a lot more eyeballs on your content. Also, the great thing about virtual events in general is you can have hosts and participants from all over the world. Right now I'm in Huntsville, Alabama. Andrea's right there in Portland, Maine. So definitely gives us the ability to allow us to have new guests where we might not have been able to in in-person events. Some cons, though, is it does require some training. So it's not as easy as like a one-button push, it goes live. It does take a few steps, but once you get the hang of it, it's fairly simple. Another con is we recommend 1 to 2 people producing the events. We like to have one person in YouTube moderating the comments, making sure the stream health is okay, and then clicking that go live button. And we also like to have one person in the Zoom who's playing either the intro videos, making sure that the speakers are queued up properly, the background noise is muted, making sure that the event goes smoothly on the Zoom side. So we do recommend 2 staff members, but you can pull it off with 1, but you're definitely going to want a producer of some sort to make this work. Also with YouTube, you can only really engage the YouTube audience and what tools YouTube has, and that is just the comments. So if you're looking for a more interactive or more social way to interact with your audience, I highly recommend using Facebook Live. Facebook Live is a social network. It's a great way to engage your audience socially. They have things like questions, polling, just very similar to Zoom webinars. Where YouTube is geared more towards, educational and like a webinar series format. So comments are a perfectly acceptable way to do that. So that is why we chose YouTube for our eggs and issues. And so without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Andrea Chim, and she'll bring you from how to set up a Zoom meeting, how to set up our YouTube Live, and then how to go live on both. Andrea?
Thanks, Dan. So I will share my screen and I'll walk you through the steps of how to configure your Zoom meeting to a YouTube stream. So first, you'll need to create a meeting in your Zoom account. You want to title the meeting for whatever you'd like. So for purpose of this meeting, we're just going to write test. The description is optional. Input your date and time and duration. For us, we leave our meeting ID to generate automatically, and we set the video host and participants as off, but we leave both audio options available. A couple of additional meeting options at the bottom that you may be interested to apply to your video is to enable join before host and to mute participants upon entry. Another cool feature is to enable a waiting room, which is essentially the participants before they can join the Zoom meeting are placed in a virtual waiting room where the host can manually approve their access in order to join the meeting. So that's something you might want to think about for your meetings. And so when you're all set configuring your settings, you want to select the save button at the bottom. And to configure your streaming portion of your meeting, you want to select the live streaming section at the bottom of your meeting here. And these are the various outlets you can stream to. We're going to configure to YouTube, so we want to configure our live streaming settings at the bottom here. So you'll need to configure your Zoom meeting to your YouTube stream. You will need the stream key, the stream URL, and the live streaming page URL, which you will get once you create your stream in YouTube. So we'll go to YouTube now. This is once you log into your YouTube account, you'll want to select create a new video and to create a go live video. So from there, you'll be sent to your YouTube studio, where you'll create a new stream to configure to your Zoom meeting. So we recommend creating the title for the stream to match your YouTube meeting title, just to keep things consistent. And depending on the type of settings you want to apply to your stream, you can either leave it public, unlisted, or private. We typically leave our YouTube streams as unlisted. Again, a description is optional here, as well as selecting the industry that your video or meeting is more applicable to. Again, I recommend scheduling the date and time as the same, keep it consistent with your Zoom meeting date and time. And there is an option to upload a custom thumbnail, which is an image that will be associated with your YouTube stream. At the bottom, you will need to select whether your content is made to be viewed by younger audiences. You select yes or no. And from there, once you're all set with that, you want to select create stream at the bottom. So here is your unique YouTube stream that will configure to your YouTube meeting. And toward the bottom left-hand side, there is a stream key, stream URL, and the stream URL page is located at the top right-hand corner. So first, we'll copy the stream key here, go back to our Zoom meeting, paste it into the appropriate section, copy the stream URL, go back to our Zoom meeting, paste it into the appropriate section. And lastly, the stream URL page here at the top, it's already highlighted there for us, and we want to select copy, and then go back to our Zoom page and paste it in the appropriate section. So once you're all set with that, you want to select save. So now your Zoom meeting is all set to configure to YouTube. You'll want to start your meeting whenever you're ready. to start your live stream once all your participants have joined your Zoom meeting. Here at the bottom are your great Zoom tools, managing your participants, your polls, your chats, and at the bottom right-hand corner, there's 3 dots. There's a more section. You want to select that to start your stream. And out of all the options, you'll want to select live on custom live streaming service. So now your meeting is uploading and getting ready to configure to Zoom, to YouTube from Zoom. See it's loading here. Once the page completely loads, this will be the page that your viewers will see when they essentially log in or begin to participate in your stream. Now on the back end, you'll also have to select, or you will notice that there's a go live button here at the top right-hand corner that's now blue. So you also have to click this button in order to officially go live through YouTube. So whenever you're ready, you just select go live. And as you can see, your Zoom meeting is now live.
So to further articulate on that, when you click the first Zoom Live in Zoom, right, when you click select custom streaming service, what that is doing is sending the live Zoom stream to YouTube. From there, you actually have to select go live on YouTube so that your audience can view that. If you don't hit both, your audience will not be able to see the stream. So it is very important that you select the go live in the YouTube studio as well, because that means that now I am ready for my audience to see the content that we're producing in the Zoom meeting.
Mm-hmm. And you can interact, like Dan had mentioned earlier, with your audience through the chat function here on the right-hand side. Any comments posted by attendees will also be mirrored in the back end of that stream page on the right-hand side here for you to answer.
Yes. So the producers in the YouTube channel can answer those comments right there directly, or they can highlight and copy and paste them to the host of the Zoom meeting, so that way they can do a sort of interactive questions and answer.
When you're all set and you've ended your Zoom meeting and your webinar is about to finish up, you have to select the end stream here on the top right-hand corner, the big red button. That will end your stream, but you also need to select it as well in your Zoom meeting window. Hold on.
No worries. While you're doing that, I'll actually make another comment. Well, another great feature in the YouTube studio is enable DVR. And what that'll allow you to do is it'll allow members or viewers who have joined late to go back into previous versions of the video and watch it as well. And that'll also enable YouTube's recording features to make sure that you get a copy of the video at the end. So always make sure you have enabled DVR on YouTube Studio enabled, just in case you want to take that content with you wherever you go. But once you end the Zoom Live on the Zoom side of things, which she's about to demonstrate right now,
you also have to stop the live stream in your Zoom meeting as well.
Once you've done both, your event's officially over, and then YouTube will begin its process of capturing the record, sending it to your channel, allowing you to edit it and get anything else out you would like to before you send it out again to all the people who are participants or put on your website for evergreen content, etc. So I think that is it. Is that right, Andrea?
Yep, that's everything on my end.
Awesome. Well, like I said, in the first slide, you can see our emails, which is a great place to reach out to us if you have any questions. If you'd like more content like this or similar content, you'd like to follow us on our live events, etc., make sure you join our newsletter at portlandregion.com. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.